Hello, I am Baal Kadmon, and I'd like to thank you for watching and or listening to this video. Well, I would like to announce the release of my course on the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's called Echoes of Antiquity, Unraveling the Dead Sea Scrolls. In this video, I'm going to supply one of the lessons from the course. It's about the Book of Esther and why it may have been omitted from the Dead Sea Scrolls. I know that's a little bit obscure, but it's just giving you a sample of what's in this course. I cover so much. I mean, there's 70 videos in this course, and I cover the Dead Sea Scrolls from every conceivable angle that I could think of. And this has been something that I've been working on for a while. And maybe some of you remember in my Belial book, I mentioned that I actually said I would create a book about it, but actually a course is a lot better because then you can sort of visualize things better. And yes, the course is available at www.occultcourses.com/Dead Sea. I hope you enjoy this video. Why not the Book of Esther? The absence of the Book of Esther in the Dead Sea Scrolls is a topic of great academic curiosity, and it inspires a variety of theories that delve deep into the cultural and historical and theological landscape of the Qumran community. And here are just a few ideas that are out there as to why the Book of Esther may not be present. The largest, probably the most glaring one, is the theological differences and the absence of God. The Book of Esther is conspicuous in its absence of explicit reference to God. That's a characteristic that distinguishes it from all other books in the Hebrew Bible, except for one other one. I'll mention that in a moment. For a sect like the Essenes, who are often associated with the Qumran community, are known for their intense piety and expectation of imminent divine intervention, the absence of God in a purportedly sacred text may have rendered it unsuitable or less authoritative for their corpus, their spiritual corpus. Also, another issue could be the canonicity, or the process by which a text is considered authoritative and included in the Hebrew canon. It's a complex and time-consuming process. Some scholars argue that the Book of Esther may have been a later addition to the Hebrew Bible, perhaps not gaining widespread acceptance until after the latest texts of the Dead Sea Scrolls were deposited. This could potentially explain why Esther is missing. Another thing to keep in mind is that the festival of Purim, which is based on the Book of Esther, was a pretty unique festival, and it was on the Jewish calendar. And the Qumran community is believed to have held a unique Jewish calendar and religious festival sort of adherence. So the Book of Esther is intrinsically linked to the festival of Purim, and if the Qumran sect did not observe Purim, perhaps due to their unique liturgical calendar or ideological differences, they may not have included Esther in their collection of sacred texts. Another reason could be the survival of ancient texts is often subject to chance, right? So despite the remarkable preservation of many Dead Sea Scrolls, many more were likely lost to the elements due to decomposition or human activity. So it's also possible that the copies of Esther that were part of the original Qumran library did not survive in the modern day. I don't know if I believe that, but it's certainly possible. And then there are, of course, political and social factors. Some scholars have proposed that the absence of Esther might be connected to the book's setting and themes. Because remember, the Book of Esther takes place in Persia, modern-day Iran, and deals with Jewish life in the diaspora rather than in the land of Israel. So it's conceivable that the Qumran community, with its focus on purity and separation from foreign influences and expectation of a divine war against the nations, may not have resonated with a book set in a foreign country, in a foreign court, and dealing with diaspora concerns. So that could also be a reason. And I don't know, that to me sounds pretty good, a pretty valid reason. I also think that the fact that it doesn't mention God is something, but I want to circle back to that because, as I said, the Book of Esther does not have the name of God in it, but neither does another book. And that book is the Song of Songs, all right, the Song of Solomon. And interestingly enough, for a book that does not have the name of God in it, it was included in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And so the mention of God may not be the reason why Esther was not added. I think it was probably political and social factors. But let me get into the reason why Song of Songs may have been included. The Song of Songs, despite not explicitly mentioning God, is often interpreted, at least allegorically, in Jewish and Christian traditions. For instance, in Jewish tradition, it's seen as a symbolic dialogue between God and Israel, with the love expressed in the poems representing a relationship between them. The allegorical reading could have made the Song of Songs significant to the religious life of the Qumran community. And also, the Song of Songs might have been used liturgically in the Qumran community, which could explain its inclusion in the Dead Sea Scrolls. In later Jewish practice, the Song of Songs is read during the festival of Passover, which may reflect an earlier tradition. So it is possible that the Book of Esther was not included because of one or all of these reasons. I think it was a political and social factor, and that seems to be the most compelling to me. And because also they had a different calendar, so maybe it just didn't fit right. But about it being missing, I don't know. We found so many scrolls, and the fact that every single book of the Bible was found except for Esther, I don't know. And there are all these other books there. I don't know. That seems unlikely that Esther is missing somewhere in the ruins. It was most likely intentionally removed or not added to the Qumran community's sacred texts. In the next video, I'm going to discuss the non-biblical texts in the Dead Sea Scrolls. See you then. There you have it, a video from my latest course, Echoes of Antiquity, Unraveling the Dead Sea Scrolls. Again, this was a very sort of obscure video, but the rest of the course has many different types of videos. Some of them are more common knowledge, and a lot of them are actually pretty obscure. So again, if you're interested, you can go to occultcourses.com/Dead Sea. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I will speak to you soon. So mote it be.